Hello everyone. Welcome to Mother Industrialist live show where we talk about entrepreneurship, parenting, and life. And today is episode 5. So today I have this amazing lady. Really wanting to bring her on my show. And today I have her, and she's a phenomenal lady. She's a wife and a mother of two beautiful daughters. And before we start the show, and because in Singapore today is a special day for her, and hello everyone. I want to welcome to Mother Industrialist live show and a great introduction for her because today is a special day for her, and she's Lorrie, and let's welcome Lorrie. Yay! Hi Lorrie. Yeah.
Hi.
So
Hi.
before we start the show, I have a small little present for you. Okay. So here I go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Lorrie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lorrie. Wish you great health, great wealth, and happy always.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Wow.
Thank you. That was
This,
so
yeah,
sweet.
this is the first time that I sang a birthday song on live. Yeah, yeah, really. So I hope you really like it. Although
I loved it.
it's still the eve of your birthday or over at your site, and I really blessed and honored for you to come on my live on the eve of your birthday and really make time for it. And yeah, so Lorrie, she's an online entrepreneur. And she's wife and mother of two beautiful daughters. And before we start the show, I have a tradition which is there's a question of the day that every guest will post out at the end of the show. So the question of the day from the previous guest is: Are you ready for the question?
I'm totally ready.
Yeah. So once you answer this question, then we will kickstart the show. Okay. So the question is: What will you do in life if you know that you could not fail? So I repeat again: What would you do in your life if you know that you could not fail? Okay, so meantime you just give a thought to it. Just think about your answer, and while I go on live, go to my mobile phone and see if we are live successfully, and if the audience can hear us. So give me a while. Just give some time to think about it. Okay. Hmm? Okay, you hold on. I went to the wrong. Okay, yeah, I think we are live successfully. Yes, we are good. You look great. Okay, let me hear the sound. Okay, Laurie, are you ready for your
I think
answer?
so. Whew. That's really tough. What would
Yes,
you do with your life if you could not feel?
fail, yeah.
Wow. That's a thinker. Wow, I'm like totally baffled at that question. What could I do? What would I do with my life if I couldn't feel? Um, oh man, they stumped me. I would say, that's such a hard one because I feel like in life you should go after anything that you want, whatever your dreams are, whatever your desires are.
Yep.
And that's tough because the best things in life are what you should feel. So to not be able to feel any of that would be kind of disappointing. Oh man, what would you do in life if you couldn't feel?
Laurie, I guess the
Whew.
question is what would you do in life if you know that you could not fail? Fail.
Oh, could not fail. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I thought you said feel.
No, so sorry about that. No
That's why I
wonder.
was like, wait a minute, if I couldn't feel. Sorry. Oh
No,
my
no,
gosh.
no problem.
If I couldn't fail, honestly, at this point in my life, I totally believe in myself. And I know that regardless, I'm gonna chase after anything that I want, and I will fail, and I'm
Mm,
gonna fail forward, and I'm gonna fail to succeed in life.
mm,
So I'd say my dreams, my goals, my desires,
mm.
because regardless, you're gonna fail, but you're gonna fail forward and you're gonna succeed. So um, yeah, uh, I don't know, going forward with my businesses and just being happy in life.
Mm.
That's really it. um, I don't know. It's hard because it's like the way that my mind works now.
Mm,
I have such a positive mindset that I'm totally fine with failing. I'm totally
mm,
fine with going after everything that I want in life. And I know that I'm going to get knocked down a time or two,
mm,
but
mm,
it's just not going to stop me from doing the things that I want. So, yeah, that's
mm.
hopefully that answered the question. I know I kind of took a different turn,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a little nervous too.
No,
So,
no problem, no problem. It's normal, and because like you were when the question was posed out to you, and what would you do in life you if you know that you could not fail, and a
yeah,
lot of time we know that as entrepreneur, failure is lessons for us to be a better version, be a better
absolutely.
entrepreneur and do better in our business. So when the question was posed by the previous guest, I was caught unaware also. I was like, oh, okay, what if I could not fail? What would I do? What would I do differently? Because when
Yeah,
you can fail, when you know that failure can bring you to success, it breeds success.
absolutely.
And what if you could not fail? What is that thing that you want to do in life? So there's like tons of stuff that we want, and you touch on one point that which is to be happy, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
do anything that makes you happy.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's good.
I'm all for happiness. At least, I mean, I'm
Yes.
sure a lot of people know with my lives and stuff, I talk about
Yeah,
happiness
yes,
a
yes.
lot. So,
Yeah, and today is a happy day because it's the eve of your birthday, and tomorrow's
absolutely.
yeah, it's going to be a happy occasion. So let's do things that you're happy, and now we can kickstart our show. So
Awesome.
okay, just for maybe Laurie, you can do a short introduction about yourself and share with the audience because most of them will not know about you. Maybe you can just share and what were you doing prior before you start your businesses?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Lorrie Van Ness for any of you that don't know. 26 years old. I'm originally from Hershey, Pennsylvania, and now I reside in Northern California. I'm married to a United States Marines combat veteran. We have two beautiful daughters. Paige is 1 and Skyla is 6. Skyla's now in
Wow.
kindergarten. They're amazing. Come from a really, really great family. Very, very, they're just awesome people. And now I have two businesses online that's I'll obviously get into later, but they're fantastic. And then I also teach people how to paint. I'm actually in the process of that, where I'm going to be hosting my own. They're called paint nights,
Mhm.
and where it's I teach people how to paint on a canvas, and they can. It's a social thing, really.
Mm,
So that's really the gist of me.
mm,
But before I stepped into really like the online world, I've been working in the as a waitress, well, pretty much in the food and beverage industry since I was 15 or 16 years old, since I could hold a job, really. And so as the years went on, I worked in a couple different places. I worked at like a gas station when I was in high school, and I worked in a daycare. I did a lot of nannying, a lot of that stuff. But as time went on, after I graduated, I really wanted to travel the world, and I just kind of wanted to pick up and leave. And then I ended up meeting my husband, and my brother was in the Marine Corps, so he brought him home one weekend, and that's actually how we met.
oh,
And so from there, it was kind of history. We fell in
mm,
love, and I moved to North Carolina. And right before he deployed to Afghanistan, we got married, and then right after, I found out I was pregnant with Skyla.
mm,
So from there, after he got back, really the jobs I was limited to, at least I felt like I was limited to, was waitressing because I could work nights, or was at a daycare because I could bring her with me.
Mm.
He was working full time during the day, so I just felt like my options were limited, and that was tough. It was a tough time. So, job wise, that's pretty much that's the gist of it. Really, what
Mm.
I was doing.
Yeah,
So
that was good.
yeah,
That was good. And how I knew about knew Lorrie. Basically, she was my Facebook friend for a while, and
yeah,
because in the past few months she has been aggressively, or I should say, doing consistently her Facebook live, and because her positivity, her smile. She's like happy, always doing the live. She's so natural in front of camera. And
thank
just
you.
one day, I just private message her. I said, hey, Lorrie, you look great on camera. You are so natural on Facebook Live, and the things that you say. You're really gifted in that, and I wish to see more of your Facebook Live. And that's how we really got connected, and we just text
Yeah,
each other. And after a while, I realized that, oh, in fact, I knew her through this affiliate marketing program, and the community itself. But she doesn't stand out as someone who's like any affiliate marketers or online marketers out there. She just basically love what she's doing. She love what she's sharing. She's always motivating people, and that captured my attention. And she has been doing it consistently. And lately we got connected because like today our topic is um how to step out from your comfort zone. And in fact, she just did it in about a week or so, right, Laurie?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so
About a week
happy
and a
for
half.
her, and that's why I want to bring her onto my show. Like she's fresh, and she's stepping into entrepreneurship full time, and now she's running two businesses, and also she's handling this paint night where she realized, and she found her talent, that
Yeah.
in painting without her knowing for so many years. This is the first time in her life that she realized that she could paint. And I saw some of the paintings from her Facebook, and I was like, wow, is that the first time that you're painting that? Because for me, I love drawing. I was a designer. Yeah, I love to draw, and painting is something that I really want to venture into. But when I saw yours, I was like, wow, you are gifted, you are talented, and it's all from your own imagination. And I'm really proud, and I want you to share with all the audience out there what what takes you to make that step, the leap of faith into stepping out from your comfort zone. And you did mention about your struggles,
Oh yeah.
in fact transiting, because now you're a mom with two kids. Definitely there's more commitment, but you still take the leap of faith. So maybe you can share with us what was the struggle, and what makes you take the leap of faith in and stepping out of your comfort zone, and even move into entrepreneurship.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For me, really, it was, years and years of working as a waitress, and then I did a little bit of bartending. I mean, I worked from, bars to really nice restaurants to country clubs. I mean, I literally did it all. And even though it did provide the means for my family, which I was extremely grateful for, it was taking time away from my kids and my husband, time that I long to have. And I just remember there were so many times where I would go to work and my daughter would be sitting out on the porch, like bawling her eyes out, being like, Mommy, don't leave, Mommy, don't leave us. And it was heartbreaking. It was
Mm.
heartbreaking time and time again. And so eventually, I just got tired of it. And so then I'll never forget, after it was late last year, or it was like shortly after I had Paige. And I remember sitting at my kitchen table, and I was, still waitressing at the time. I was actually going to be getting ready to go back to work, I think like a month after I had her. And I remember sitting at my kitchen table, and I was just like, there has to be more for me. Like, there has to be something there just has to be something more,
Mm.
because every single time I would go to work, I would just dread it and I couldn't stand it. And it's not that, my coworkers were great, my bosses were great. It had nothing to do with that. I was just dreading being away from my family.
Mm.
And so, and plus it was repetitive, it was the same thing over and over again, dealing with the same customers. And some of my customers were great, but some of them were not great. And being disrespected time and time again, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm worth way more than this. Like,
Yep.
and I accept everybody for where they are, but for me, I just needed more. So I remember I was sitting at my kitchen table and I was just asking myself, like, something's got to give. Like, can you just give me a sign, God? Like, please, like, so I was actually scrolling through Facebook
Mm.
and, all those sponsor ads pop up of working online marketers. And I was just like, you know what? I wonder what this is about. And I always saw people traveling the world and doing this and doing that. And of course, my complacent mindset, I'm like, oh, that's a bunch of, hogwash, whatever. Like, that's not true. And people can't work from their laptops, all that jazz. And eventually I looked more into it. And that's where I stumbled upon, the company, one of the companies that I'm with. And I was just like, you know what? If they can do it, why can't I? That was
Yeah.
the biggest thing. Because I had researched, there were a lot of moms that were just like killing it in the online business. And I was just like, why can't I do that? And I've always been really inspirational, really motivational. That was just always my thing. Even in school, when I played sports, I was like
Mm.
in the middle cheering everybody on, getting everybody pumped up. And I always wanted to do video. Like,
Mm.
video was just a thing that I was just like so drawn to. I saw people on YouTube and I was just like, man, I would love to do that. But I didn't know what I was going to talk about. And also the fear of what other people would say, how they would
Mm.
judge me. That all happens when you
Yeah.
first get started because you're so focused on what other people think and how they are going to, look at your life and whatever. And the thing is, everybody has an opinion. So why
Yeah.
not do what you want to do when you want to do it?
Yep.
And that was the defining factor for me,
Mm.
along with, my kids crying and all that stuff. So I was like, you know what? It can't hurt. It's not going to hurt me. So why not just do it? And so I just jumped in and I just started learning and I started connecting with other, like-minded online marketers with their online businesses. And I
Got
made
all
some
that.
amazing friends along the way. Oh
Hello.
my, she scared me.
No, no problem.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's alright. That's being a mompreneur.
What's I know, babe. Go ahead. Baby, I'm on an interview right now. I'll come in and get you in a minute. Oh my god.
Is she good?
Sorry. She's
Ah,
okay.
okay.
But she scared me. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, you're very concentrate. Yeah, that's
I
the
didn't
life
even
of
know
a that's the life of a mompreneur, especially when you work from the laptop and you just demonstrated what's the life of a mompreneur.
That is
Yeah,
all the time. There is never a moment where my kids like don't interrupt like an interview that I'm
yeah,
doing or a
correct.
live or whatever. Yeah. So this is if you guys want to know what being a mompreneur is like, well, that's
Yeah, I totally
but
understand. Yep.
but yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, so yeah, so I just decided to,
Mm,
take a leap of faith and I was just gonna go all in. I was gonna do the trainings, I was gonna meet with different mentors, network with different people. And I developed some of the most amazing friendships just within
mm,
the past few months. And so I started doing more Facebook Lives and I started to get this amazing, amazing feedback where people were like, you know what, keep doing what you're doing because literally, like, you're helping me so much. I even had a guy say that he literally looks forward to my Facebook Lives every day
mm.
because they just have helped him so much. He was struggling with depression, anxiety, all those things that I have previously struggled with.
Yep.
So for me, that was another like huge eye opener where I was like, you know what, I have to keep doing this. Like people, and I love doing it, but people are counting on me now, and so it's been an amazing journey. It's just been so fantastic, and
Yes,
yeah.
yes, definitely. I'm one of those that looking forward for each Facebook Live, and I see some people coming in. I
Thank
see
you.
Christina coming in, and I see some people also coming in. Just give us some thumbs up and some hearts, and also drop us a comment and where you are from. Yep. Okay. So that's all. Sorry. Um, so you have shared about you have been in the F&B industry waitressing for the past 10 years, and you took a leap of faith because things wasn't going right? And also you kind of like what you have always wanted to step out from it, and
Yeah.
and you now you have already stepped out, and what is the feeling like before and after?
Um, before, like
Hmm. Before you
before
really take that
I
leap of faith.
yeah, before it was I had mixed emotions
Hmm.
because I was like, you know what? I know that if I can fully focus on my businesses because
Yep.
I have the means to, it'll alleviate a ton of stress. But then I was like, okay, is this what's best for my family? And of course, as a mom, you
Hmm.
literally go through all the motions. You ask yourself a million questions. What's right? What's wrong? What's
Yep.
going to be best for the family? But ultimately, if you're not happy, you can't your family's not going to be happy. You can't be a good parent to them or a good mom to them if you're not like fully happy with yourself. And so I mean I dreaded going to work, you know. It was just it was a rough feeling for me.
Hmm.
And so once when I put my 2 weeks in, and that was like the end factor for me. I
Hmm.
had been saying I'm not waitressing anymore, I'm not waitressing anymore, and I just
Yeah.
kept going back to it
Yeah.
because it's what A was familiar and B, it was easy money.
Yes.
And
And
but
that is
just
what
it,
we call a comfort zone, right?
yeah, totally, I was just so comfortable, you know, and I was good at it too. I made a lot of money, and so I was just like, you know, it was very, very uncomfortable.
Hmm.
But when I put that 2 weeks in and I was finishing up those days, I felt myself getting excited. And I
Hmm.
felt myself being like, you know what? I'm gonna have more time to spend with the people that I love most.
Yep.
I have more time to focus on me. And when I'm
Hmm.
better for them.
Yep.
You know, I'm better for my whole family, my
Hmm.
husband, my kids. I'm, you know, I'm just a better person. And I'm also better for, you know, my business and the
Yeah.
people that I come in contact with. I have more time to do personal development
Yep.
and create the things that I want to create. Because at the end of the day, being an entrepreneur, having your own business, you're here to create a legacy. You're here
Yes.
to create a name for yourself
Yep.
and branding, all of that. So that just freed up all of my time to be able to go full force into things that I want to
Yes.
pursue so I
Yep.
could have more time and more money, more freedom, all that
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's been great.
that is why the purpose of me doing this show is to use stories like yours, real life stories, stepping out from the comfort zone, moving into entrepreneurship. Although whatever that is lay in front of you is unknown, but because
Oh,
the
yeah.
belief and the determination, and because um, you being a mom, you have that desire to create a lifestyle so that you can have the balance between your parenting, your motherhood, and your business, so that you do not have to worry about time and money. And what you mentioned about is because entrepreneurship allows you to have more time with your kids, and now that you're building a business from your laptop, and that's what I will want to bring my book out. So
Yay.
so this my book now is for pre-ordering, and it's called Mother Industrialist: Perfecting the Balance Between Motherhood and Business Success. So in my book itself, I've interviewed 20 mompreneurs that I personally known for the past 8 to 9 years, and they have been really successful in the business, been in business for 10 over years, and they started their business because of the children. They want to have more time, more money, but the main objective is to really spend more time with them, to nurture them as great adults, great teenagers, and that is perfectly what Lorrie is doing. She's just take a leap of faith. She has two beautiful daughters, and I believe that she wants to have more time with them, because if you're still trading time for money, like she was waitressing and in the service industry, she's going to trade more time as if she wants more income, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, you
Yep.
need to trade more
Yep.
time for more income, and that doesn't work, especially as a mom, because for mom, when you're back home, you're really tired after the work, and you are not able to give them you are not able to be the right state of mind to really handle any emotions that's coming from them. Like they want some time, but you were so tired that you could not attend to them. Sometimes you may flare up, you lose your temper, and that these are
Hmm.
all all the guilt that a lot of working moms are facing. And entrepreneurship, I feel, is one of the best way for them to be able to have more time and more so that they do not have to worry about time and money. So that's what Lorrie is doing, and unbelievably is that Lorrie now is having two businesses plus a paint night where she teaches and she hosts painting events, people to come over to the event and paint, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so cool. So well, how I got into it was it was probably almost, I think it was a year and a half, almost 2
Mm,
years ago. It was shortly after we moved out to California. And I had always wanted to go to a paint night. Like, and I mean, I'm just into trying new things, whether it's
mm.
like taking cooking classes. Like I'm just, I love that stuff. And so I finally talked my husband into going with me, and he's like, you know what, maybe it'll be really cool. We'll just go.
Mm,
So it was at Starbucks in Roseville, and the owner of it's called the NorCal Group in Northern California. And it's a big group where they just got paint nights in a bunch of different venues all over Northern California, from Sacramento to Auburn. And so we went, and it was really cool. Like, you can have a glass of wine, it's just a huge social event, and I'm such a social person, so I felt like right in.
yeah.
And so we were painting, and it was like I had painted before, but I always knew that I had a creative side. I just never realized, like, I never
Mm,
really like tapped into it.
yep.
And so we were painting, and my boss now, she came over and she's like, and you've never painted before? And I'm like, no. And she was like, wow. And so her and I got to talking, and then I was like, I definitely want to come to a couple more of them. So then I went home, I bought paints, I bought paintbrushes, canvases, I mean, anything you can think of. And I just started painting.
Yeah.
And so it was probably up until about 2 months before I
Mm,
had my second daughter. And I stopped painting because,
mm.
that happens sometimes where you stop doing the things that, you're passionate about. And so I didn't paint for months. And then it was Mother's Day. My husband
Mm.
surprised me for Mother's Day, took me to another paint night, and go figure, it was the same woman running that paint night that did our first one. And
Wow.
she had said at the beginning, she was like, I'm hiring, for artists in the area. Da, da,
Mm.
da, da. And so I thought about it, but I'm like, no, like, she wouldn't, there's no way. So I finished my painting. She came around and she's like, you look so familiar. And I was like, well, I think you did our first paint night like over a year ago in Starbucks in Roseville. And she's like, oh my gosh, I knew that's where I met you. I knew it. And so I told her, my story about how I went and bought paints and all that good stuff. And so I showed her some of my paintings, and she said, did you not hear me when I said I was hiring? She was like, please come work for me. And at that point, I was like, really? Like, I didn't think that my stuff was, like that good.
Yeah.
And she was like, this is amazing. She was like, and you're just, your personality is everything. And I think that's what she said, like, that's what really caught her eye about me. And so I was like, okay. So I started assisting her. I'm still assisting her. I'm not
Mm.
doing them fully on my own yet. But yeah, I started assisting her, and she's like, you're gonna have no problem. She's like, and she gave me a lot of big venues
Mm.
in our local area right off the bat. And I was like, what? Ooh. And I was a little skeptical because I was like, I'm brand new to this.
Yep.
And she's like, I can teach anyone how to paint. I can't teach them to have a personality like yours.
Yep.
And that is what this is about. Paint nights are a big social event, and they're about somebody keeping people entertained. And she was like, in your voice, you're so peppy,
Yeah.
people will love you. And so I was
Mm.
like, okay, all right. Thank you for having a ton of confidence in me. And so it's been so fun. Assisting her. And I mean, I literally have a stack of paints right next to me that, I just, so that's also cool too. I'm tapping into more of my creative side that
Mm.
just really ignites that passion. So
Yep.
it's been wonderful.
Yeah, that's good. And you mentioned the word passion, and surprisingly, all this happened because you open up yourself into
Yeah.
entrepreneurship, even online. into a lot of
Hmm.
opportunity, because it's whatever that is over here in your belief, in your mind, that you open up
Absolutely.
yourself. And that's where you start tapping into your passion, into a talent that was not discovered for for a very very long time. And now
Oh
I
yeah.
from the way you shared and you talk about the pain night, it was like you are shining.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everything is
Yeah.
there. Yeah, you are happy about it. And this is something that
Yeah.
I believe that if you talk about your waitressing job, you may not have that. And that is what I talk a lot about passion, purpose, and
Yeah.
profit in my book. Because with these three P's, this is what I observed from all the mompreneurs that I work with for the past 8 to 9 years. Because to have a successful business, you need to have number one, the passion.
Hmm.
Second would be
Absolutely.
the purpose.
Hmm.
What are you providing? What is your business all about? What is it providing for your customer, for the audiences? And third, it must be a profitable business, because if it's not profiting with passion and purpose, the business will not go. So vice
Yeah.
versa, you cannot do without any one of them. That's why I call this is the three pillars for a successful business. And for you
Yeah.
now, you have the passion and you have the purpose, because by doing pain night, by doing your two other businesses, you are helping people. You're providing them with a way for them to earn additional income. And from your
Hmm.
pain night, you're having your passion. You are fulfilling that passion of yours, and also the purpose of helping people to create joy from painting. And also you're
Yeah.
earning money from it, and you were saying that you earn quite a bit more than your waitressing job, right?
Yeah. I mean, it almost evens out actually.
Hmm. But
Once
it's
when I
different, right?
officially, it's crazy. Once when I officially go out on my own, it'll
Mm-mm.
actually even out, if not be more than what I was making waitressing. So,
Yes.
if you can find, I mean, the whole thing with finding a purpose, finding a passion, finding, all of that is being open minded. You
Yes.
have to be open minded. If you're closed minded, you're letting all of these opportunities just pass by.
Yes.
And I was doing that. I was extremely close-minded for the longest time, for years, because I always felt like I
Hmm.
couldn't do anything else besides waitress, work in a date, like all that.
Yep.
And when I finally realized, like, hey, I know that I can do this and I
Mm-mm.
have to be open-minded. And all of these opportunities just started literally pouring into my life. And it
Mm-mm.
was the most amazing thing ever. And I almost got I got like sort of overwhelmed because I was
Mm.
like, when the law of attraction, when you don't know nothing about the law of attraction and then that starts pouring in, you're like, whoa.
Oh.
And so that was kind of how I took it, even though I was extremely grateful, extremely humbled. Um, I'm very thankful for everything, every opportunity, all the people that I have met that have come into my life. But it was because I decided to be open minded about
Yep.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything start from you yourself. And can I say that in fact being a mom makes you open up to more opportunity, because
Yeah.
if let's say today you are alone, you're single, I guess that you'll be doing a waitressing job as it is. You will not change. You will not step out of it. But because as a mom now, you are taking care of two young kids, and
Mhm.
that's where you want to spend more time with them, right? And
Oh,
because
yeah,
because
absolutely.
being a mom opens up everything for you. Yeah. So yeah, that was a good sharing, and I really like
Thank
the
you.
energy. And because your smile, your voice, the vibes that you're bringing out, and that's why I
Thank you.
want the audience to really feel it. Yeah. So okay. So maybe it has been for a while, and maybe we can move to the end of the show, which is the tradition. I know we have a lot of things that we can cover, but I would want to invite you back, and also because I believe your daughter also need you as a mom. It's not easy. Yeah, but really
Yeah, can you
thankful
guys
for
hear
yeah,
her?
yeah, yeah. So okay, so before we end, okay, as a tradition, the guests get to pose a question out to the audience and also to the next guest. So, Laurie, are you ready with that question? Question of the day.
Yeah,
So, what is
absolutely.
what is
So,
your question of the day?
My question is, how do you unwind at
Hmm.
the end of the day?
Wow.
That's my
Okay.
question.
How do you unwind at the end of the day, right?
At the end of the
Wow.
day,
Wow.
yeah. And it could be anything. It could be, do you have a glass of wine at the end of the day?
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah,
your
yeah,
choice of
yeah.
beverage is. Do
Yes.
you take a hot bath? Do
Yeah.
you read a good book? Do you
Yeah.
watch your favorite show?
Mm.
Whatever it could be, how do you
Yes.
unwind at the end of the
Yes,
day?
yes. That's a very good question of the day. And really, for those who are watching and watching the replay, uh the question is, what do you do to unwind at the end of the day? So post your comment below. I'll be looking forward in seeing them. And also do send in your answers for this question of the day. And last but not least, any last advice from you, Laurie, to all the mothers who want to take the leap of faith but they are on the fence?
Yeah, be open-minded and
Mm,
stop questioning yourself.
yeah.
Just do it. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to look back when you're 80 some, 90 some, 100 years old and wishing that you would have. I
Yeah.
live by that every single day.
Yeah.
Am I going to regret this if I don't do it? And so ask yourself, like, and just be open minded and just do it.
Hmm.
Give yourself count to 5 and just do it.
Yes.
The 5 second rule by Mel Robbins.
Yes.
I absolutely love her. So yeah, just be open minded, have a ton of belief and faith in yourself. And don't ever do it if you feel like your kids or your spouse or whatever is
Hmm.
holding you back. Tell yourself that you're doing it for them. You're doing it for
Yes.
yourself and your happiness,
Yes.
and you're doing it to create a amazing life for your
Yeah.
family.
Yes. Thank you very much, Laurie, for all the nice insight and all the
Thank
motivational
you.
stuff and how you step out in the comfort zone. So thank you for coming on my show. And I'm Kenneth here, signing off together with Laurie. Thank you for coming to our show. Live healthy, live wealthy, and stay happy. Thanks, Laurie. See you.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.